Hello students, in today's session we are going to discuss textual example of chapter number 1 up till Coulomb's law. First example number 1.1 is exactly same as a theory discussed of induction by charging. So we are not going in example number 1.1. It is exactly similar to charging by induction. Question is how to charge an object using process of induction. We have already gone through that. Now we come to second example number 1.2. In example number 1.2, it is given that if 10 power 9 electrons are transferred from one object to another object in unit time, how much time it will take for charge to become 1 coulomb on each object. It is given that 10 power 9 electrons are transferred per second from one object to another object. We have to calculate time required for charge to become 1 coulomb on each object. Now how to solve it? The first thing that I will require is exactly how many electrons is to be transferred in order to get 1 coulomb charge. How many electron is to be transferred in order to get a 1 coulomb charge. Object which is losing electron will become positively charged. Charge on that object will become plus 1 coulomb, and object which is gaining this electron will become negatively charged, and charge on that object will become minus 1 coulomb charge. So for that, number of electrons required to get 1 coulomb charge, we can use this relation Q is equal to Ne, where Q is 1, N is number of electrons that are required to get transferred, E is smallest possible charge, 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. So from here N will become 1 upon 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, 1 by 1.6, it is 0.625 into 10 power plus 19, so N is 6.25 into 10 power 18 electrons. So number of electron that is to be transferred in order to get 1 coulomb charge is 6.25 into 10 power 18 electron. Now we come to our question. Question is that how much is the time required in order to get a 1 coulomb charge? If you are transferring 10 power 19 electron per second, so time will be T is what? Total electron that is being transferred divided by number of electron that is transferred in 1 second. Total electron transferred comes out to be 6.25 into 10 power 18, and number of electron transferred per second is 10 power 9, so time T will be 6.25 into 10 power 9 second. Now this is a large amount of time. As we already know, 1 year is nearly equal to 3.16 into 10 power 7 second. So this time in year will become 6.25 into 10 power 9 divided by 3.16 into 10 power 7. It becomes approximately 2 into 10 power 2, that is approximately 200 years. That is, even if you transfer 10 power 9 electron per second, it will take almost 200 years for that object to get a total charge of 1 coulomb. What does it indicate? That 1 coulomb is a very large unit. Next example, example number 1.3. It is given that you have to calculate a total amount of positive and negative charge present in 1 cup of water. Now you have to know the mass of water that is present within the cup, then only you can solve the question. So in textual example, they have given that let us consider that mass of water inside cup is 250 gram. We'll reframe the question like calculate the number of amount of positive and negative charge present in 250 gram of water. Amount of positive and negative charge present in 250 gram of water. See, very simple question it is. We all know that water, that is H2O, has a molecular weight of 18 gram. Molecular weight of water H2O for hydrogen is 1. So 1 into 2 plus oxygen it is 16. So 16 plus 2 it is 18. Molecular weight of water is 18 gram. So if I take 18 gram of water, we all know it will have 6.02 into 10 power 23 molecules that is present within it. If you are having 18 gram of water, it will have in total 6.02 into 20 power 23 molecule. According to Avogadro's concept, this number which I have written over here, 6.02 into 10 power 23, it is called Avogadro number. Now, therefore, in 250 gram of water, how many molecules will be there? If in 18 gram there are this much, so in 250 gram there will be 250 divided by 18 into 6.02 into 10 power 23 molecules. So generally you can know that if your amount or a mass of given quantity is given, mass of some quantity is given, and you want to calculate number of molecule in it, you have this simple formula. You will write down mass M divided by molecular mass M naught multiplied by Avogadro number Na. Mass divided by molecular mass multiplied by Avogadro number gives me the amount of molecules that are present within that. Now 250 divided by 18 into 10 power 23. You can easily manually calculate it. 6 3 is 18 and 250 divided by 3. It comes out to be 83.8 61 nearly into 10 power 23 molecule. So these are number of molecule that are present within 250 gram of water. Now each water molecule has H2O, that means 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. In each hydrogen there is 1 proton and 1 electron, and in oxygen there are 8 proton and 8 electrons. So each molecule has 1 into 2 plus 8, that is equal to 10 protons and 10 electrons. This many are the number of molecules present. In each molecule we have 10 proton and 10 electron. Therefore, total amount of positive charge that is present in the 250 gram water will be what? A total amount of positive charge present in 250 gram of water will be number of molecule present in 250 gram of water, that is 83.61 into 10 power 23 multiplied by number of proton in each molecule, that are 10 number of proton in each molecule. So these are the total number of protons present in water, multiplied by charge on each proton, 1.6 into 10 power 19. See, 23 minus 19 is 4 plus 10, so it is 10 power 5. 83.61 into 1.6, it comes out to be 133.7. So amount of positive charge is 1.34 into 10 power 7 coulomb. Similarly, amount of negative charge that is present in sample is same as this, because you have same number of molecules, same number of electron, even charge on each electron is same. So it is minus 1.34 into 10 power 7 coulomb, and if you add both of them, total charge comes out to be 0, because each atom is electrically neutral. So total quantity is also electrically neutral. Now example number 1.4. Here we have to compare the intensities of gravitational force and electric force. There are two questions. In first question, part A says that compare intensity of electrical and gravitational force between proton and electron. This is the first question. You have to compare the intensity of electrical force and gravitational force between proton and electron. So let us consider you are having this proton having mass mp, and this is electron having mass me. One is having charge plus c, second is having charge minus c. Distance between both of them is say r. Then even gravitational force is a attractive force Fg, and electrical force is also attractive force, that is Fe. We have to compare the magnitude of these forces. Electrical force between these two charges, a proton and electron, can be given as it is K into charge of proton multiplied by charge on electron E into E divided by r square. So it comes out to be Ke square by r square. And gravitational force between these two particles is given as G into G is a universal constant of gravitation, mass of proton mp, mass of electron me divided by r square. So this is the value of electrical force Ke square by r square, and value of gravitational force G mp into me divided by r square. So therefore ratio of electrical force to gravitational force, electrical force to gravitational force. Now the ratio of electrical force to gravitational force will be, electrical force is Ke square by distance r square, gravitational force is G mp me by r square. In both the cases this r square will get cancelled, so what is remained with us, Ke square divided by G mp into me. Now I will put the values of this equation. Now what is K that we are having? It is 9 into 10 power 9. E square 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 the whole square divided by G, universal constant of gravitation, we all know, 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Mass of proton, it is given as 1.67 into 10 power minus 27, and mass of electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. So this value Fe by Fg will be, 9 will remain as it is, 9 multiplied by 1.6 square divided by 6.67 into 1.67 into 9.1. Now we will take the powers. 10 power minus 19 the whole square is 10 power minus 38, minus 38 plus 9 minus 29, minus 29 plus 31 will be 10 power 2 plus 27, 10 power 29 plus 11, 10 power 40. Now this value, if you do calculation, it comes out to be 0.227 into 10 power 40. So answer is 2.27 into 10 power 39. It is the value of Fe by Fg. You can clearly see that electrical force is 10 power 39 times stronger than gravitational force. Now second part in a question is that you have to compare electrical to gravitational force between two protons. We have to compare electrical and gravitational force between two protons. अभी हमने देखा electrical force we can write down as K square by r square. Gravitational force between two proton G mp by r square. Over here both are protons, so mass of proton will come as mp into mp. R square will get cancelled. This is what? K square by G mp square. So Fe by Fg, over here K, 9 into 10 power 9, charge on electron 1.6 square multiplied by 10 power 19 square is what? 10 power minus 38. G, 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. Mass of proton 1.67 square, 10 power minus 27 into 2, 10 power minus 54. Now these all terms, 9 into 1.6 square divided by 6.67 divided by 1.67 the whole square comes out to be 1.23, and the power over here minus 54 minus 11 is minus 65. Minus 65 will go up, so 65 plus 9, it is 65 plus 9, 74. 74 minus 38 is 10 power 36. So this is the value of Fe by Fg for two protons. The electrostatic repulsion is 10 power 36 times greater than the gravitational attraction between two protons. Now the B question. There were two parts in the question. In first part we have to compare the electrical and gravitational force. In second part we have to find out acceleration of proton and acceleration of electron for their mutual attraction if they are separated by 1 angstrom, that is 10 power minus 10 meter distance. So suppose we have this proton over here and we have this electron over here separated by distance 10 power minus 10 meter, then the electrical attraction force, how much will be that? Over here charge is plus E, charge is minus. So force between them is K E square. I am just writing down the magnitude, so I am not indicating negative sign, by R square. K 9 into 10 power 9 E square 1.6 square into 10 power minus 38. Distance square, distance 10 power minus 10 square is 10 power minus 20. This calculation 9 into 1.6 into 1.6 is 23.04. 20 plus 9, 29 plus 29 minus 38 is 10 power minus 9. So it comes out to be 2.304 into 10 power minus 8 Newton. This is the force, electrical force between electron and proton separated by distance 10 power minus 10 meter. We have neglected this gravitational force because it is very less as compared to Coulomb force. So we can neglect it. We can just write down the value of electrical force only. Now we have this equation F is equal to ma by Newton's second law. So therefore acceleration of electron will be F by me. F is 2.304 into 10 power minus 8. Mass of electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. 31 minus 8. It comes out to be 10 power 23, and 2.304 divided by 9.1 is 0.25. So it is 2.5 into 10 power 22 meter per second square. This is the acceleration of electron. Acceleration of proton AP will be F by mt. F again we are having 2.304 into 10 power 8. Mass of proton 1.67 into 10 power minus 27. This force is 10 power minus 8. 27 minus 8 is 10 power 19, and this comes out to be 1.37. So acceleration of proton is 1.37 into 10 power 19 meter per second square. This is acceleration of electron 2.5 into 10 power 22 meter per second square. Clearly acceleration of electron is greater than acceleration of proton because mass of electron is less than mass of proton. So lighter particle will get more accelerated as compared to the heavier particle.